Welcome to the Temple of Enki. My name is Max. I am the Temple Ipsissimus. I am an oracle of Enki and the Anunnaki gods. And in this video, I want to introduce you to the angels of the Shem HaMephorash, also known as the Shem angels. These angels are known as the Greater Keys of Solomon. These are a series of 72 angels, and their counterparts are the 72 goetic demons, also known as the Lesser Keys of Solomon. I've been working with these angels for years now, and they've played a big role in my magical path, my spiritual path, my integration, as well as the goetic demons. And they go very much hand in hand. I definitely say the angels are more non-linear, non-temporal, so they're outside of linear time. And the demons are closer to our realm. They're more in linear time. And these angels work with the Hashem. They work with the God consciousness. They're very connected to the soul star chakra, and they're like the divine light aspect, that which comes from above, and the demons are that which ascend from below. So they're a very descending force, and they can catalyze ascent through descent. These beings can be very kind, generous, loving, very fair, but they can also be quite frightening too. I've seen these beings do some very interesting things, especially when it comes to more draconian influences that were interfering with my live stream. They've definitely handled them in ways that are very protective, extremely protective, and kind in the process. These beings are great to work with, and they have various functions. But to dive deeper into the nature of these beings, we have to understand what they are and how they affect our lives, how they affect our anatomy. So we have to understand that the 72 demons and the 72 angels are crucial aspects to our occult anatomy. We have 72,000 nadis, or meridians, if you will, within the physical body that correlate to the Goetia. But we also have another 72,000 nadis that correlate to the celestial body. So the physical body is more like the yin, the dark aspect of your occult anatomy, and the yang aspect is your celestial body, your celestial form. The Goetia work through the black sun, and the Shem angels operate through the white sun. And so there's this yin and yang balance. And by understanding them, by integrating them, by allowing the nadis to be cleansed and to be charged in ways that bring about illumination, empowerment, enlightenment, you actually start seeing these beings as a part of you. You become the Temple of Solomon. Okay? Because that's why the demons were known to create the temple, Solomon's temple, because it's the physical body. Solomon's temple is a reflection of the celestial temple, or the temple of God in heaven, which actually looks like the body of man. So these angels can help you clear a lot of karma. They can help you evolve your DNA, regenerate DNA. They can even change DNA. And they have a huge impact on Merkaba, mysticism, mechanics, Merkaba mechanics, quantum entanglement. And they serve a lot of different functions throughout the multiverse. In a way, they're kind of like the central hub for all these different functions in the universe. I work with various different spirits, and I work with dragons, I work with demons, I work with angels, I work with gods, goddesses, elves, whatever it may be. I work with all of them. And from what I've come to find is that every time I work with beings outside of the Shem angels, somehow what they teach me is also what the Shem angels are teaching me in a way. So they kind of connect to the universal geometry. They are the universal geometry. These angels are angles of light. The sigils of these spirits, the sigils of the demons, the sigils of the angels, They're all electrical circuits within your anatomy. That's why when you connect with these angels, and they're very easy to connect with, you'll start getting pulses throughout your body. You'll get pulses throughout your body. You'll start to feel rotations. You'll start to feel like an electrical pulse. You'll start to do some rocking. This means that the electrical current of the spirits are moving through you. And the way they communicate is so interesting because the geometry affects your neural circuitry, and that allows them to speak with images, psychic imprints, words. Their light, in a way, just fills your brain, and your brain, in a way, translates it like a radio, and they start communicating. And the more you develop this, the more tangible they become. But they're also very connected to the Anunnaki. That's something I've noticed, is that these beings very much have like a Anunnaki resemblance. So I've seen some of these angels with the bird's feet and wings. They have like the bird heads, or they'll just be an eye with wings. I've actually seen these. There's some of them that are just like wheels with a bunch of eyes on them. And those depictions are real, and they can appear that way as well if it's familiar to you. But that is how they have come across quite a bit. And the Anunnaki share a very similar resemblance to them, considering the Anunnaki also have feline, avian, bull-like features as well as man-like features. So they're very connected in that sense. I've incorporated them quite a bit in my work with the Anunnaki, and they do go hand in hand. In fact, in a lot of my initiations with Enki had a lot to do with working with the Shem angels. And they would always encourage me to work more with Enki because it was a part of my path. And they've always kind of just been there. I think when you're dealing with a lot of occult matters, operations, and when you're dealing with the great work, they're naturally a part of it. When you really understand the nature of these angels, you understand that this is some of the most oldest Merkaba teachings. Integrating them, working with them, you will achieve wonders, experience wonders, and many changes in your life. I will be honest, working with these angels have definitely been taxing. Not in the ways one would think, because you're not necessarily having to put in more work. You're simply shedding old skins. That's really what they teach you and show you, and what you experience when you work with them. They show you new ways of being and existing. So it will challenge your ego quite a bit. You'll have to start seeing how to operate differently from a higher state of consciousness. Even if you can't see it, you will still have to kind of trust them, and you'll understand what it is they're trying to show you and teach you in the end. It's very interesting, and I think that's where the Goetic demons kind of come into play as well, because I think from my experience, the Goetic demons are like spirits of time, and when you start working with these angels, demon can come in to help you overcome certain obstacles to learn what the angel is teaching you. So it's a very bizarre concept. It's very cool. It has a lot to do with the cycles of time. When you're being initiated by these angels, you are in a way fast tracking the cycles of karma you're supposed to go through. So a lot of demons do tend to teach lessons in that karmic clearing. And that's something a lot of people do tend to miss. Don't just work with angels. These angels are great, but they've also asked me to work with the demons too. And vice versa. I know people that have worked a lot with the demons, and the demons will go tell them to work with the angels. There has to be that balance. So it's a very interesting concept, because in the end, we're looking at karmic development through the angels, but there's also a low magic material world development through the demons. So the way this works is a lot of demons, they'll typically help with more terrestrial matters, whether it's making money, sex, love, seduction, status, fame, wealth, etc. And that's great. You can achieve a lot through that in the terrestrial plane, in the earthly plane. While there are still some high magic elements to demons, obviously, the angels will be there to help you learn the lessons you need to learn while you're acquiring the wealth, while you're in that relationship that you always wanted, while you're learning psychic seduction. There are certain soul lessons we learn, even when we're working with the demons, that the angels want us to learn. That's how it kind of goes hand in hand. You want these things in the physical, so you work with the demons, but the angels teach your soul lessons while you are going out into the world with the demons to manifest these things. So they go hand in hand, very much so. If you really want to connect with these angels, though, it's actually not hard. So I discovered this when I was integrating the angels and the demons into my temple, my being. And the more I would integrate them, the easier it would become to communicate with them. And one thing I've noticed is that I started off with sigils and candles and incense and an altar, standard, and that's how I was activating them and integrating them. But as time went on, my magic started to become less physical. I just kind of became like a genie. And that's something you learn working with these beings, is that it's more of an energetic process. You don't really need the sigil. You don't really need the incense or the candle. You can still have it, but you don't need it. There was a point where I was just, casting a invoking pentagram, and I would just meditate with them. And you can just do breath work, think of the angel and do breath work and just meditate with it. You can call it in and pray. There are various ways of connecting with them, but it's not hard. It's really not hard. I prefer the pentagram method. To me, that's the simplest, and you can close the pentagram right afterwards. It's actually not hard, but it's very simple. And the number one thing that really gets in the way is just doubt. So you don't want to doubt it, and you want to sit back and really let go and let them just speak, because they will. And it might take a bit, it might take some patience, but you will achieve that contact. But the reason I'm making this video is because the angels are intervening in a lot of human affairs during this time. There's a lot of divine intervention that is taking place, and the Shem angels will, at some point, be working with humanity more up close. And I work with them very up close in my current live stream, and I received many benefits. And I'm very sure with their love, with their compassion, their knowledge, you too shall experience their deliverance. So yes, the Shem angels, the angels of the Shem HaMephorash. They're amazing beings. You can virtually summon them for anything. They represent, as a collective, all the functions in the multiverse. So they have a wide range of powers, knowledge, wisdom, and abilities. Working with them, whether it's dealing with a narcissistic family member, finding love, finding friends, developing your professional status, these angels will help you as long as you remain in integrity and learn the things you need to learn. Because they're not going to just do things for you. Like, there are things you need to learn, things you need to do, and things you need to refrain from in order to really allow their help to enter your life. So that is all I have to say regarding the angels of the Shem HaMephorash. I'll be making a video on the 72 goetic demons to complement this video. to help give you a better understanding of the nature of these beings and how they coexist. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments, your questions, your feedback in the comment section below. And until next time.